Let's begin with the top stories. BNP Chairman Tarique Rahman takes oath as 11th Prime Minister. 25 take oath as ministers, while 24 as state ministers. The BNP appears not to take tax-free cars and government plots, says major Popular Islam alumni. 1,200 guests, including foreigners, attend swearing-in ceremony of new government. A trial against Ubaidul Qadir and 6 others in crimes against humanity case in July uprising begins. A drone attack kills 28 civilians in central Sudan. And Sri Lanka lent in Super 8, beating Australia by 8 wickets in T20 World Cup cricket in Palakkale. Viewers, those were the top stories. Now moving on to the details. Tarique Rahman has been sworn in as the 11th Prime Minister of Bangladesh. President Mohammad Shahabuddin administered the oath to him at the South Plaza of the Jatiya সংসদ complex today.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim.
আমি সশ্রদ্ধ চিত্তে
তারেক রহমান সশস্ত্র চিত্রে
শপথ করিতেছি যে আমি আইন অনুযায়ী সরকারের প্রধানমন্ত্রী পদের কর্তব্য বিশ্বস্ততার সহিত পালন করিব। আমি বাংলাদেশের প্রতি অকৃত্রিম বিশ্বাস ও আনুগত্য পোষণ করিব। আমি সংবিধানের রক্ষণ সমর্থন ও নিরাপত্তা বিধান করিব। আমি ভীতি বা অনুগ্রহ অনুরাগ বা বিরাগের বশবর্তী না হইয়া সকলের প্রতি আইন অনুযায়ী যথাবিহিত আচরণ করিব।
About 1,200 invited guests from home and abroad participated in the ceremony. The oath-taking ceremony was conducted by Cabinet Secretary Dr. Nasimul Ghani. Later, President Mohammad Shahabuddin administered the oath to the ministers and state ministers at the open space of the South Plaza of the Jatiya সংসদ complex at 4 p.m. The cabinet members include 25 ministers and 24 state ministers. After the swearing-in, Tarique Rahman signed the oath of office and oath of secrecy.
আমি আইন অনুযায়ী সরকারের মন্ত্রী পদের কর্তব্য বিশ্বস্ততার সহিত পালন করিব। আমি বাংলাদেশের প্রতি অকৃত্রিম বিশ্বাস ও আনুগত্য পোষণ করিব। আমি সংবিধানের রক্ষণ সমর্থন ও নিরাপত্তা বিধান করিব এবং আমি ভীতি বা অনুরাগ বা বিরাগের বশবর্তী না হইয়া সকলের প্রতি আইন অনুযায়ী যথাবিহিত আচরণ করিব।
Earlier in the day, BNP Parliamentary Party at a meeting at the Jatiyo Shongchad Bhavan elected Tarique Rahman as leader of the party's parliamentary party. Later, President Mohammad Shahbuddin administered the ministers and state ministers their oath by turns.
আমি সশ্রদ্ধ চিত্তে শপথ করিতেছি যে আমি আইন অনুযায়ী সরকারের প্রতিমন্ত্রী পদের কর্তব্য বিশ্বস্ততার সহিত পালন করিব। আমি বাংলাদেশের প্রতি অকৃত্রিম বিশ্বাস ও আনুগত্য পোষণ করিব। আমি সংবিধানের রক্ষণ, সমর্থন ও নিরাপত্তা বিধান করিব এবং আমি ভীতি বা অনুগ্রহ, অনুরাগ বা বিরাগের বশবর্তী না হইয়া সকলের প্রতি আইন অনুযায়ী যথাবিহিত আচরণ করিব।
More than 12 foreign and local invited guests will take part in the program. Earlier, after taking oath as a member of parliament, Tarique Rahman was unanimously elected as the leader of parliament at the BNP Parliamentary Committee meeting held at the Jatiyo Shongchad Bhavan. In an interview with BTV after the meeting, BNP Secretary General Mr. Fakhrul Islam Alamgir said, "Today is a historic day for the swearing-in of new members of parliament after a long fascist regime." He also said that it was decided in the parliamentary committee meeting that BNP party members of the parliament will not take tax-free cars and government plots. The newly elected members of parliament in the 13th National Parliament took the oath today. First, the Bangladesh Nationalist Party BNP, then the Jamaat Islami and independent members of parliament took the oath. Finally, the newly elected members of parliament of the National Citizen Party NCP took the oath. The Chief Election Commissioner A.M.M. Nasiruddin administered the oath to the members of parliament in the oath-taking room of the National Parliament building. About 1,200 domestic and foreign guests were present at the swearing-in ceremony of the new government's Prime Minister and cabinet members led by BNP Chairman Tarique Rahman. Among the invited foreign guests were Bhutanese Prime Minister Shering Tobgay, Indian Lok Sabha Speaker Om Birla, Pakistani Planning Minister Ahsan Iqbal, Maldives President Mohammad Muiji, Nepalese Foreign Minister Balananda Sharma and Sri Lankan Health Minister Nalinda Joyita. Breaking with the long-standing tradition, this time the swearing-in ceremony of the Prime Minister and cabinet members were held at the South Plaza of the Jatiyo Shongchad Bhavan instead of Bongo Bhavan. The formal trial against Ubaidul Qadir and 7 other leaders of the Band Awami League and its affiliate in the July uprising case has begun. The formal trial began today in a 3-member judicial panel led by International Crimes Tribunal 2 Chairman Justice Nazrul Islam Chaudhry. The tribunal took the testimony of the first witness after the prosecution's written opening statement. Shoaib Asif Iqbal's father, M.A. Rajak, testified today. The next testimony in the case is tomorrow. Earlier, the same tribunal had fixed February 22 for the defense testimony in the case of Jashad President Hassanul Haqqinu on 8 charges, including the killing of 6 people in Kushtia during the July uprising. In addition, the Tribunal 2 has set February 22 as the date for the formal framing of charges in the case of the murder of Shoaib Tayyib in Jatrabari during the July uprising. The 7 accused arrested in these cases were brought to the tribunal this morning. Now, international news. At least 28 civilians have been killed and many more injured in a drone attack on a market in the Kordofan region of central Sudan. Emergency lawyers, an organization that monitors violence against civilians, said in a statement on Monday that the drone attack was carried out in the Al Safia market in the town of Sudari in North Kordofan state. The organization said the market was packed with people at the time of the attack on Sunday, which exacerbated the humanitarian disaster. The death toll is expected to rise as many of the injured are in critical condition. The Sudanese army and the paramilitary rapid support forces are fighting for control of the country's vital east-west corridor in the Kordofan region, which could escalate into a full-scale war in 2023. According to the World Health Organization, the conflict has killed at least 40,000 people and displaced about 12 million people. The member states of the Board of Peace have pledged more than $5 billion for the reconstruction and humanitarian assistance of the war-torn Gaza Strip. U.S. President Donald Trump is expected to formally announce the financial assistance to the members of the Board of Peace Trust on Thursday. Donald Trump said that the financial assistance will be provided as part of the reconstruction of Gaza and humanitarian assistance to its residents. In a post on his social media account Truth Social on Sunday, Trump said that the member states have promised to deploy thousands of UN-approved stability forces and local police in the Palestinian territory. However, Donald Trump has stipulated that Hamas must respect the previously signed agreement and completely disarm. The Board of Peace was established at the initiative of U.S. President Donald Trump as an international monitoring organization with the aim of finding a permanent solution to the Gaza war, reconstruction, and maintaining long-term peace. The board was officially launched on the sidelines of the Davos conference in Switzerland in January. Donald Trump serves as the chairman of the Board of Peace. The organization's powerful executive committee includes former British Prime Minister Tony Blair, World Bank President Ojai Banga, and many heads of state, among others. In addition, several countries including Argentina, Egypt, Hungary, Indonesia, Jordan, Morocco, Pakistan, Qatar, Saudi Arabia, Turkey, and the United Arab Emirates have been invited to the board as founding members. Iran has launched a live-fire naval exercise in the Strait of Hormuz in the preparation for potential security and military threats in the strategic waterway. According to the country's state-run IRNA news agency, the drill called Smart Control of the Strait of Hormuz was led by the naval forces of the Islamic Revolutionary Guard Corps, IRGC. The state media said the exercise was not organized to assess the readiness of operational units, review security plans, and rehearse scenarios for responding to any security and military threats in the area. The exercises came within hours of renewed diplomatic efforts starting in Geneva today between the U.S. and Iran that are aimed at reviving negotiations over Iran's nuclear program. U.S. President Donald Trump said on Monday that he would be involved indirectly in the high-stake talks, adding he believed Tehran wanted to make a deal. Tensions are soaring ahead of the talks, with the U.S. deploying a second aircraft carrier to the Middle East. Meanwhile, Tehran has repeatedly threatened to close the Strait of Hormuz in retaliation against any attack, which would choke a fifth of global oil flows and send crude prices sharply higher. Now, sports news. Sri Lanka reached the Super 8 of the T20 World Cup with a record 8-wicket in win over Australia. The Sri Lankans reached the target of 182 runs for victory in Pallekele with 2 overs in hand. Opener Pathum Nissanka's unbeaten 100 took Sri Lanka to 184 for 2 wickets. With this win, Sri Lanka is at the top of Group B with 6 points. Australia, being in 3rd place with 2 losses in 3 matches, are now in danger of being eliminated from the group stage. Batting first, Mitchell Marsh and Travis Head had teamed them in a strong position of 97 for no wicket in the first 8 overs, but they lost their way quickly by losing 4 wickets. Head scored 56 runs of 29 balls with 7 fours and 3 sixes. Marsh was dismissed for 54 runs of 27 balls. Later, Australia lost 4 wickets in 26 balls. Glenn Maxwell scored 22 of 15 balls and Josh English scored 27 of 22 balls. Nissanka returned with a 100-run innings of 52 balls with 10 fours and 5 sixes to lead the team to victory. This was the first century in the current tournament, Sri Lanka second in the World Cup. He was recognized as the man of the match. In addition, Kushal Mendis scored 51 runs of 38 balls with 8 fours and 1 six. Even if Australia wins against Oman in the last match, they may be eliminated in terms of run rate. That's all from the newsroom. To end the news, a recap of the headlines. BNP Chairman Tarique Rahman takes oath as 11th Prime Minister. 25 take oath as ministers, while 24 as state ministers. BNP MPS not to take tax-free cars in government plots.